Hello everyone. I want to refer to the question how people refer to Indian people before and after visiting in India. My name is Yuval Bloomberg and I'm going to answer this question from my own perspective. Actually, I met Indian people long time before I visit India first time. I was working in the semiconductor industry years ago, and I'm from Israel, so we had a problem. We had a lot of engineers that didn't want to stay too much time in customer side. Too much time, I mean 2 weeks, above 3 weeks, something like this. No one really wanted to stay 2 months, 3 months in customer side. So the company had no choice but to recruit to recruit engineers from different places, and one of the places was India. So the company recruited engineers from India, and this is how I was first. This was my first time to meet Indian people, and I must say the impression was great. I met great people. I met very diligent, very gentle people, willing to work, willing to stay a lot of time at customer sites. They were really great people. We had a joke that sometimes Indian people can work 1 year, 2 years, and then they disappear. They are going to vacation to India, get married, and then you never hear again from them. So it was sort of a joke, but like normally everyone was very satisfied with these guys, and the company recruited more people. Later on, I lived few months in North America, in California, and I met additional people from India in hospital, and I met in the high-tech industry. Again, it was always very good people. I guess I didn't think about it then, but I know I met very good people, and I know I met people who are from maybe creme de la creme of India. I don't know if this was representing 1 billion, 200 million, or 300 million. I didn't know that. I just knew that I had a very good impression about the people I met. The people I exposed to were really great. They were the best people actually. Later on, I moved to. Actually, it was not later on. It was before I had business in Thailand, and I met Indian people. Then I met people who came from the restaurant industry, tourism industry. Actually, a lot of owners of restaurants. You can find them in Koh Samui or in Bangkok or in Phuket. Indian owners of restaurants. Again, great people. I had very good communication and connection with them. They were my neighbors physically. I had a few Indian restaurants near me. I loved the food, so I ate in this restaurant many times. And again, my impression about the Indians was great. Then when I came, I visited the first time in India. First visit was a business visit, and I exposed to the poverty, and I exposed to few more things. My first visit was in Mumbai. I was living in a hotel, and below the hotel I saw huge neighborhood of, I don't know even how to describe this, but I saw the poverty under the hotel. It was something I didn't see before. However, I always felt safe when I was traveling in India, in Mumbai, when I was walking in the streets in the nighttime, in the evening, whenever I went there. People were great, my colleagues were great. So my impression was not changed about Indian people. I just saw different aspects of India, some of the big problems that India have. I saw them, first impression. So another thing I was exposed was the caste system. This is a real story. I met a customer. I met a customer with few of my colleagues, which were working in the same company as I am. They were Indian as well, but one of them had more dark colors. Now, the customer we visited was from Persian region, and when we entered the meeting, I noticed something which I didn't see, I didn't understand at the first time. The customer was punching literally, not literally, but by words. He was after one of my colleagues with no real reason. But I felt that he's looking for him and trying to make him smaller, trying to make him inferior to him. I didn't understand what was the reason, but later on, I figured it out. This guy was out of the caste system. Again, guys, this is my subjective impression, but the other guy was, because of the dark color, probably lower caste, and this guy wanted to show his superiority over the other guy. So I didn't like it. And again, I'm not trying to cover now what I saw. This is what I saw. But my impression about Indian people did not change because of this. Because again, when I was engaging with people, they were always so willing to help, so willing to welcome you, so willing to help you, to show you everything, and to take you here, to take you there. So my impression was not changed. Later on, we traveled. I traveled with my family, my wife and my two boys then, and we traveled to Himachal Pradesh. We've been 1 month in Himachal Pradesh in the roads, and again we met great people. So the experience was great. We were always very, very welcome. We felt always very wanted. Always people tried to help us if we asked for. So the overall feeling in India was always great, in spite of the problems I know India have, but it didn't affect me personally, never. For me, it was always the experience with Indian people, rather was it before I traveled to India, rather was it after I traveled to India, the basic impression was never changed. It was always great. I really love to engage with Indian people, and I think I represent here I think I represent a lot of the Israelis people by this, because as you know, a lot of Israelis are traveling to India. If you would have suffered in India, so no one would have traveled there, right? So I will have another video just about this, why Israelis are traveling to India. But I think the impression was great, and believe it will remain so, and definitely planning to coming again and again to India. It's huge subcontinent, a lot to see and experience, and I do plan to experience and visit India definitely a few more times. Thank you very much, and if you like it, please smash the like and follow me.